The beginning of any story always has another chapter before it. There is always something that came before, as new creations are birthed from inspirations. But what was there before Hermitcraft? This video is the story of Hermitcraft's origin and what came before it, from a time over 10 years ago. It is also the third concluding part of this trilogy of videos exploring the inner workings and history of our server. The topic today, however, is simply what inspired Hermitcraft. Behind this question, a wonderful story in which we have to set the scene by travelling back in time past its humble beginnings. This was an era before the content creators and social media influencers we know of today, a time where friends created videos together unaware of the careers they would embark onto, as YouTube steadily grew into the content juggernaut it is today. Now there's always some of you watching who ain't subscribed. If you feel like doing that, click the button. Thank you for doing so, and let's crack on with the video. Let's rewind to 2012, the year of Hermitcraft's creation. YouTube has been around for 7 years and reported that in this year, roughly 60 hours of video are uploaded to the site every minute, a number that is probably exceedingly larger today. That same year, South Korean musician PSY broke the 1 billion view counter with Gangnam Style. YouTube was becoming a platform that could not be ignored, but more relevant to our story, YouTube made a fundamental change to their algorithm in 2012, shifting from a views-based system to a watch time system, where algorithmic exposure was rewarded for videos that kept people watching. This caused a surge in popularity for gaming channels who may not have had the view numbers, but their viewers were watching for longer, deeply engaged with this new emerging type of content. Back then, YouTube channels looked like this. Not as slick as they are today, but there was certainly more room for personality and customization. Thumbnails were also a far cry from the clickbaity demanders of attention that they are today. So hopefully I've set the scene. 2012 was a time of both boom and innocence. Creators made their videos mostly out of passion and enthusiasm, but with the numbers only going up, some bright minds would start to see the career opportunities they are today. But our story actually starts a little further back, December 8th, 2010, years before the boom. Minecraft was in alpha version 1.2.5, and I personally wouldn't even hear of the game's existence until March of the following year. Of all I've learned about this era of the game and its overlap with YouTube's Let's Plays, as they were commonly called then, is that a lot of content creators tended to shy away from multiplayer Minecraft in favour of single-player worlds, and I could be entirely wrong about this. Of course, the Oxcast was a big hit, but beyond them, multiplayer servers seemed understated. Back then, my introduction to the scene was through Minecraft tutorials. I found Static777 with his classic slime farm tutorial, and then I was led on to DocM77 with his crazy sandstone perimeter world, and then on to Efo and his many contraptions and the delightful man cave, all three of which would join Hermitcraft in the future. As you can see, my own story has its origins in the history of others. For any video of mine you've enjoyed, there was an inspiration stirred by another human being. This is true of all creative pursuits in life, as everything is a remix. This ever-changing world and its cultures informs a tapestry of influences that ripple through time. Music, art, books, and cinema, all great works of art take inspiration from those that walked the path before. Hence the quote, "We stand on the shoulder of giants." Originality is actually rarely original. A lack of seeing the world in this light often leads to accusations of copying, not to be confused with plagiarism. These accusations were once thrown at Hermitcraft upon its creation, seen as an imitation of another. With its persistence and steady growth over the years, those remarks have faded, and sadly, I've seen the same insults hurled at other SMP communities. A disappointment, but also a compliment to the achievements and influence Hermitcraft has had in the absence of its predecessor, and I believe that everyone should be free to pursue their own creative passions in inspiration of others, for without it, the world would be a dull place. As I alluded to, our story starts in 2010. On October 19th that year, Jason, aka Good Boulderfist, uploads his first episode of Mindcrack. Having become bored of single player, he decided that creating a Let's Play might keep him interested in the Minecraft game. This, however, didn't last for long though. Less than 2 months later, he would create a new world, starting his second season of Minecraft on December the 8th, 2010, the date that I mentioned beforehand. This would become a multiplayer server, and unknown at the time, the origins of something rather special. In its first days, Good invited his friends he knew from real life to play together with him. Then in the coming months, interest and viewership would steadily grow around his channel. To bring more people on, Good would hold competitions with his audience, recruiting the most engaged viewers to join him and play on the server together. Eventually, this recruitment process expanded to video auditions, which would select for talented video creators. This was when our fellow hermit Vintage Beef would join among others. As the creation of videos started to fuel Mindcrack's popularity and growth, its third season would mark a significant change of fortunes, choosing to recruit other established creators like Etho, Doc M, Paul Source Jr., and Pause Unpause. Their overlapping audiences would spark a form of virality for this community about to embark on all sorts of shenanigans. September 15th, 2011. Season 3 begins, and with an influx of creators, they set a foundation for a boom in popularity that was about to be unleashed. But it didn't all happen in one moment. Mindcrack was a unique, functioning, virtual community, built on trust, free of griefing, and full of personalities. It offered audiences an experience that was out of reach of most. Back then, finding a good Minecraft experience among strangers on a server was mostly a misery. From my own experiences, one would quickly encounter theft and destruction when playing on public survival servers, something that seemed to be all too common with anti-grief plugins and similar tools yet to become commonplace. With this reality, Minecraft would attract attention as an advertisement for how Minecraft could be played, but most of the time wasn't. Viewers were keen to see the very best of what multiplayer Minecraft could offer, and Mindcrack had it. As I mentioned earlier, most Minecraft content creators often shied away from multiplayer, preferring single-player worlds. Trust between players within Mindcrack would change this notion, embarking on an endless string of prank wars, hilarious interactions, and storytelling. They would change the meaning of playing together. Looking back at its moment in time, Mindcrack had a swift boom and bust. For all its brilliance, being the first of its kind made it unknowingly vulnerable. Navigating new terrain, blind to unknown dangers, brought about dire misfortunes. Frequent well resets and unfavourable playstyle decisions seem to have fueled inactivity at a time where the longevity of Minecraft itself was still yet to be determined. Back then, content creators uploaded daily videos, variety gaming was a common theme, whereas today a lot of creators tend to focus on a single game with a quality over quantity mindset. With Mindcrack being led in the direction of a gaming group as opposed to a Minecraft server, its members' interest in the server itself started to dwindle, as it was no longer the sole focus. Inactivity became a dangerous feedback loop, and with it starting to feel more like a single-player world, burnout began to set in. Further on, legal decisions caused some members to leave in lieu of signing contracts. This spelled the end of an era for Mindcrack, and although it's still around today, its popularity is barely a shadow of what it once was. As an onlooker, these misfortunes also came with invaluable lessons to be learned, ones that Hermitcraft would take in its stride with the longevity of its existence in mind. In its prime, Mindcrack had an amazing unfolding of stories, shenanigans, and legendary pranks between its members. With such a rich history, I've realised it's impossible to summarise in this video, which was my original intention. Fumbling my way through the vast numbers of nostalgic episodes, it became clear to me that I had neither the time nor resources to tell its story properly. On an almost daily basis, events and occurrences would unfold between the Mindcrack inhabitants. But some moments did stand out among others, perhaps biggest of all, hardcore mode, which these days is a whole scene of content. Its origins are within Mindcrack. Good wanted a harder challenge, to play Minecraft without health regeneration and permanent death. After he and his friends failed to kill the Ender Dragon, a genius idea emerged to take this concept to a last man standing deathmatch, and thus Mindcrack UHC was born, a series of new and exciting games where contestants fought to the death in a series of thrilling videos where the stakes were all on the line. It became so popular that after inviting Minecraft developer Dinnerbone to play, the mode was implemented into the game itself, forever cementing their impact on the game. Out of a plethora of memories, I wanted to share with you some of my favourites. Firstly, Team Canada, teaming up to plant mushrooms at the ceiling of the world after it had been increased to 256. This plunged Good's base into darkness, and during the prank cleanup, a King of the Ladder minigame was born. Climbing up a single ladder to the mushrooms at the top of the world, it didn't take long for a punching game of death by full damage to incur. UHC4 had its fair share of events and intense PvP, yet somehow overshadowed by Doc M's cries of
So come on, come to the damn land, man. Wait.
Darius, help me!
Kill him!
I got him!
No!
Oh my goodness!
Yes!
Oh.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Doc, in Season 4 of Mindcrack he resurrected his perimeter concept in multiplayer, leading to a dramatic conclusion with Notch, the creator of Minecraft himself, logging in to mine the very last block. And then there were many more memories along the way. 2 badges coming to your town, Ethos Death Games, the mysterious E-Pranker, and Packrat's never furnace tomb prank. So many memories, so much legacy. With Generic B being a part of both groups, this led to a crossover event in my very own creation. Cube Control was a PvP map built around collecting resources from giant cubes that floated above a void. Although crude in design, it created a tense deathmatch where combat was held in the balance with the control of resources that could make your team stronger. Having been inspired by so many of the Minecrackers, it was wonderful to play with them. We would actually have a chance to collaborate again, along with Mojang themselves. Hermitcraft and Mindcrack were invited to contribute humorous ideas to the now legendary Minecraft April Fool's update, aka Minecraft 2.0. And if you're curious, my contribution was to feed sheep golden apples to make them fly. And fun fact, coloured glass first appeared in the joke update and eventually made its way into the actual game. So we've covered Hermitcraft's inspiration, but what about its creation? Like many of us who would have loved to have played with the Minecrackers, Generic B sought to join his friends on the Mindcrack server, and when it became clear this wasn't going to happen anytime soon, he decided to create Hermitcraft, reaching out to myself and others at a time where all of us Minecraft YouTubers were enjoying the brilliance on Mindcrack. We were all very keen to play on a server together. Originally, Generic asked his friends Hypnotize, Brenny Beast, Kearshar and Static to join, Brenny sadly never actually logging on to play, and then asked me to join and invite my friends, Iffa, Red Eyes, Sokar and Keralis too. This is how Hermitcraft was born, but where did that name come from? Well, Generic referred to himself as the Gaming Hermit, and thus Hermitcraft. Just a small group of friends making videos on the same server. Humble beginnings, one could say. Fortunes, however, would change. Eventually, Generic B would be invited to Mindcrack, and understandably this took his focus away from Hermitcraft. It led to an open recruitment of new hermits, everyone inviting a friend or two. The likes of King Daddy D-Mac, Jassassin, Cube Hamster, Monkey Farm, Sean vs Martin and the Pixel Nerds joined. Hermitcraft obviously had a flurry of activity around this time, but sadly it would not last. Around a year from its foundation, Generic would leave the group, and do so with no one left in charge. This led to a sharp drop-off in interest. Weeks would go by with only 1 or 2 Hermitcraft videos, and the future looked grim for our community. But spurred on by Hermitcraft's first recruit, Joe Hills, a second season was proposed and acted upon. The recruitment of Zombie Cleo and Mumbo Jumbo brought renewed energy to the group, but it was a season where a lot of players would come and go. It was in the second half of that season that I would step up to the group and offer to give it much needed leadership into the future. And as they say, the rest is history. Like last time, this video was made in affiliation with Logic servers. If all of this discussion has you fired up for playing with friends again, they not only host Minecraft but tons of other games too. Best of all, they offer dedicated servers like Hermitcraft does. They also offer one-click installs for over 700 mod packs, snapshots and Bedrock Edition. You get the point. Interested? With promo code Xisuma, you can get 20% off, so click the link in the description box and get 20% off your first purchase. If it hasn't been made clear, Mindcrack's legacy lives on in all the SMPs it would go on to inspire, Hermitcraft being one of them. Its impact can't be understated, the first of its kind for multiplayer Minecraft, and sadly its decline a swift and ruthless one. But in its ashes rose a new flame, still bright to this day. So that concludes this trilogy. You can find the other parts on my new Minecraft discussions playlist. Please do check it out, and on that note, thanks for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed this slice of Minecraft history.